Hey guys, this is Crowbar Zero, and off to the next one, which is I think it's episode 16 now of pumping up my tower. And man, I'm going to town. I'm pumping up everyone's tower. It's amazing. Um, anyway, let's see. They sent a little video on what their tower looks like when they're farming. Here, I'm just gonna pause that and get this sort of full screen. Maybe full screen's not the what I should do here. Hmm. We'll just watch it as is. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So got the death waves going out. Death waves end before Golden Tower ends. It's still persisting. It looks like they've got some downtime now with Golden Tower. But it looks like they've got plenty of uptime on Black Hole. So I'm not seeing Black Hole dipping out at all, so it's nice that they've got that for the crowd control. The vampires are having their way with their tower. Got some inner landmines going on with the perk. Okay. And the poison swamp's just kind of all over the place. It doesn't look like it's fully built out, but guess we'll find out when we look at all their modules and the ultimate weapons. Okay, this is the modules that they said that they're using. Okay. So this will be good for directly tanking enemy hits, especially on your tower itself versus wall. Doesn't really do anything for wall. Good thing that they're using any sort of cannon module except for death penalties, so they're doing things right over there. Black hole digester, so that's gonna be for like a free ups kind of focused build. And yeah, okay. See what their ultimate weapons look like. And actually, I really want to see. Ooh, whoa. I didn't see chain lightning going off, which is probably good that they didn't have it turned on because probably would be doing way too much damage. But I'm probably killing a lot of the enemies that are not in black. So death wave, we've got max quality, max cooldowns. We've got pretty much 100% uptime on this, unless if they're using G-Comp, which doesn't look like in their build they currently are. I'm actually curious what their labs like. Ultimate Weapon Labs. Chronofield duration. Okay, so if they finish this out, um, we won't have to worry about them ever losing. So it'd be 28, 29. You've got 28, so you don't even need to go up to like actually do level 30 of it. So just finish out that lab, and you can use pretty much any. Let's see what we got here. Just curious if we've got any. Okay, no chrono field over here. So G-Comp makes it easier to access into a lot of things. Um, but if you're using Black Hole Digester, there is a 2-second downtime from what I can see in this build currently. So yeah, knocking out that lab at least to level 28, 29. I'll have that 100% uptime. And yeah, that'll be absolutely fantastic for tournaments. Absolutely amazing CC. Ooh, yay, we got the login thingy bonus for the event. Let's go claim that. Um, so this is the area where we're saying not having the 100% uptime. So duration needs a little bit of work. It's not too bad. So with an extra 12 seconds, that's going to bring the uptime for Black Hole up to 40, yeah, 44 seconds. So I'm not sure how they have the nearly 100% uptime. So there should be about a 6 second downtime after you get the perk for this. But where it is right now, that's pretty good, especially if you can get G-Comp up and running. Um, you have a legendary version. I don't know if you were using that when you took the video, but yeah. And then just kind of reviewing. Let's go over to modules until info section because I don't keep track of these in my head. Looks like they will need another 2 copies of Galaxy Compressor to be able to get this up to the next level, which will be kind of the Legend Plus. Then it'll be a combination of some random modules, which I don't see a. It's yeah, it looks like a Legend Plus, so it'd be something like this, but the little triangle, and combining the Legend Plus with just miscellaneous Legend Plus, that'll bring it up to Mythic. And then another one of those, and you'll be able to get up to Mythic Plus, and then it's the big waiting game for Ancestral. So getting that G comp, hopefully it happens sooner than later. Hopefully RNG smiles for you. But as is, if you are using G comp, which might be the way to go for tournaments, that'll be helpful. Just looking through the rest of the stuff you've got. It looks like you've got at least 1 copy. This 1 copy. Oh wait, you already have this at Ancestral. So you could use this technically for both farming and your tournaments. It's like you've got. You're working on your rares so that you can get this up to Mythic, and then however extra copies. Can't see beyond this. Let's see, did you scroll down on this? Doesn't look like you scrolled down. Let me take care of this housekeeping on my game because always got to be farming. Yeah, for that kind of module right over here, I would just go straight up with if you can put on, just keep on rolling until you get super crit, multiplier, and chance. And then after that, you can do like crit multiplier, crit chance, and then whatever else is after that. But I think right now, I think 101 is the bridge or the point where you can start getting 4 out of the 6 possible. So that'll be a big stepping stone that you just hit recently. At least for this module. And try to get that one to roll. It doesn't look like you're showing off anything as far as that module goes, but yeah, these are some stats for that. This is when I'm thinking really hard about this. So with hmm. So if you do this particular strategy, this isn't fully fleshed out yet for you because you don't have Ancestral GCOM, you don't have Ancestral Multiverse Nexus, but these aren't exactly hurting you per se right now. So I'm just gonna toss it out there for you and give it a shot, see how it works. And yeah, I think you'll end up burning a lot more cells as a result of this. So let's give this a shot. For your modules, you're going to use your legendary G-Comp, which as you bump this up in levels, this will really start to shine. You'll get a lot more out of this combo. And then you're going to use, this is just for farming, by the way, just for farming. You'll use Multiverse Nexus. Multiverse Nexus, you're going to want the cooldowns. But actually, before you get the cooldowns, let's go with Spotlight Angle, Deathwave Quantity, and then the two reductions to your cooldowns for both Golden Tower and Deathwave. So my idea, you're not going to go as far wave-wise with this, but we're trying to pull the cooldowns, especially for Deathwave, down as much as possible. Just trying to drag it down so you're getting a lot more procs per second, and with a higher quantity, which I think with the perk you'll be around 8. So I think it'll be like +3 if you have like an ancestral substat for Deathwave quantity, so it's +2 for Mythic, which you can reach, and that will give you a total of 8 times 4 amount of seconds. I should be able to do this in my head, but my brain is just right now. So I've got about 32 seconds, which actually lines up really nice with what we got here. But it'll still take a little bit of time for enemies to get close enough for you to kill them, yada yada yada. So yeah, you'll probably have like an extra 10 seconds to kill all the enemies after all of your effect waves go off. And yeah, hopefully that's enough time to shred through them. Ooh, kill a bunch of enemies in Spotlight. Looks like fun. Oops. Let's pull this back up. Now, you're not going to have 100% uptime on your black hole, which is why you're not going to be able to go nearly as far. It's because you're not going to be able to crowd control a lot of the enemies that you normally would with black hole. So that's going to be the downside of the strategy, which also may be an upside because your runs are shorter and maybe, yeah. And then, of course, you're going to have a lot more overall. Your GT is going to be active a lot more. Target priority, I would set to Spotlight, and then progressively down the line is, or you could even go like maybe. Well, how about this? So you start a match, you start it where your target priority is Spotlight, And then as you progress towards the match, especially when you notice like you're having a hard time starting to survive, at that point I would change your target priority to closest. So hopefully you can start crowd controlling with your shots, and that will help stretch out the length of the run. I think that's where we're gonna go with that. So you can also get as much optimization out of Spotlight as possible. You've got pretty long durations, so I think hoarding enemies is not the route to go for you. So just as long as you can get enemies close to you and kill them, then that's going to be the key. And actually having the black hole drop on occasions, maybe that'll be nice to just help gather some enemies closer to you. I don't know. You don't have a GT plus, so hoarding enemies is a possibility. Um, and things like speed reduction, that's nice. But that's going to be expensive for that last level. So immediately, there's nothing really jumping out as far as like you need to spend stones here. Um, I mean, yes, you could probably get angle up to 45. That would be nice, and maybe a little bit of extra bonus, but it's not too bad where it's at. Also, increase possibly the black hole size. That's always nice, but it's return on investment at this point is like, really gonna make a whole lot of change? Maybe not, because everything caps out at the 70. Uh, yeah, that's hard to say. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Let's see. Just want to check out your cards really fast. Okay, so all your cards are maxed out. So yeah, gems all go to modules. Uh, and hopefully you can start pulling some of the modules that you need to really get some of this up and running. Give it a shot. As far as these two, just know that you're not going as far, but and check in with like the quality of the kills. Hopefully, you can swap in something like this module for your, just your damage in general. And yeah, labs. Let's check out labs. Let's okay. You can run this. I don't see a problem there. If you wanted to, you could devo the orbs out. Um, yeah, I should probably devoing the orbs. It's a hard call because you want that kills inside spotlight, which means possibly landmines may be stealing some kills. So we might be threading the needle on as far as the build goes. So okay, so got attack range minimal, bounce shot range. Not too worried about that. Eventually you can max that out, but I know the cost to do that is kind of steep. And it's really easy to buy that out, which I remember for myself, I kept that around like that for a very long time, and then eventually I was like, boom, I just got it done. So it's kind of nice. Just eventually, when you have the coin to do it, it'll feel good just to have one less thing that you have to micromanage. And I think I see a path for you. Obviously, you can. I wouldn't do it in like chunks of 100, but maybe chunks of 10 until you get a big jump in the costs for the next level. That could be nice. And you might just want to just actually buy that 100. Uh, Defective health stuff is pretty nice. Just processing everything. So if I'm pausing, that's just me thinking. Yeah, some of your damage is coming from chain lightning, and some of it's coming from bullets. To be honest, I think I'm gonna go off the very off the beat kind of flavored build for this. So hang on tight. That. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if you have any comments about purchasing stuff. System packs, but cut down recently to only 1 to 2 a month in event passes. Okay, okay, that's fair. Event passes and 1 to 2 a month. All right. So you get stuff, but it's not a humongous chunk where you can go, oh hey, let's try this. Let's try this. Okay. Hmm. And I will say yes in the long term for chain lightning. Being able to get your chain lightning chance maxed out will be very good. But for right now, I wouldn't touch any more chain lightning. Death wave or damage is good enough. I wouldn't touch anything. All you have to do is the duration, those 2 last seconds, and you're good there. Regardless of which way you go, if you're using G comp or not, you'll be solid there. Speed reduction eventually down the line, but it's really stupidly expensive for you. So right now, I'm gonna hold off on that. Yeah. My honest opinion, with the amount of stone packs that you're getting and whatever winnings you get from tournament, um, plus event packs, because that'll help for your bonds, I would say for smart Muslims. Yes, when you get smart missiles, it's going to be absolutely potato of a weapon. Um, but once you build it up, it becomes your main heavy hitter. So, I think I mentioned on some other videos, it's like bullets are like punching the enemy. Chain lightning is like taking a stand and smacking them with that. And then when it comes to smart missiles, that's when you're taking the semi with fully loaded and hitting enemies with that. So building that up will be good as well. And it'll also get you closer to Ultimate Weapon Plus. I think you only have like one other Ultimate Weapon after this, if I'm correct, because I don't see inner landmines, which means it's just Smart Missile and inner landmines. You're guaranteed to see Smart Missiles. Get that, and you'll be in a better spot than I was when I was going through and picking stuff, because I thought at one point, oh, maybe things will change, and no, they didn't. Smart missiles just seems to be the norm as far as like if you're going to do damage and be progressive in tournament, you're going to need that. And I think right now for you, you're probably at a good junction to be able to jump into that. So that's what I would say for your ultimate weapon. Yeah. And then, try that mix up of G-Comp and Multiverse Nexus. See how that performs compared to what you're doing. Um, yeah. And then if you are able to do G-Comp, which means you're not going to be using free ups if you do use that. Um, so like your free ups, you're going to have to devo those out. You're going to have to be building these up with cash, which sometimes that's painful, sometimes it's not. It depends on how progressed you are. You're definitely not going to want pull it up. There we go. You're going to want to devo landmine chance, and you can use landmines when you're in a round. So like where I'm at right now, you can go. Oh, landmines do more damage than the enemy's health is, so I definitely don't want that. But once it's to the point where like the enemy health is like 10 times what your landmine damage is, or what your landmine damage can top out at that point I'd be like, yeah, go ahead and introduce landmines into that. Or maybe just like 10 times. Yeah, they say 100 or 10. I don't remember. But yeah, 10 times is probably a good spot for that. Um, you're probably going to be wanting to constantly kill enemies because you've got the duration. So you don't need to be hoarding enemies so much. And that actually is kind of a nice transition because eventually you're going to want to, after you get landmines or inner landmines, you'll want to get unlock Ultimate Weapon Plus, and then you'll be working a lot on GT duration and GT Plus until that's maxed out. Uh, alongside stuff like smart missiles too. Want to get your smart missile damage up so that can be competitive for tournaments and just killing enemies in general. Smart missiles will cap out at 20-second cooldown, and if you've got ancestral uh, core module, you can knock that down another 6 seconds, so that's 14 seconds that they're just all over the place. They explode, so you've got some AoE in there as well, and it's really good. Yeah, I think that's kind of here. Let's just look at the labs really fast because I didn't look at that. Lab speed, yep, keep that going. Let's see. Here's what you got going. Okay, lab speed, yep. Wall fort, tower bonus, that's fine. Rear drop, common drop, those are solid. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Actually, by the time that we're talking about this video, you might be done with rare drop chance, or at least that level 10. I don't know if that's where it caps out, but maybe switch that over, or maybe wall fortitude. Switch that over to chronofield duration so you can get those last 2 seconds, and then you're like, all right, I'm done. I've got that 60 seconds. I'm bulletproof as far as, well, not bulletproof, but you're solid on that regardless of what module you use, whether it's G-Comp, whether it's Black Hole Digester, whatever. You're always going to be covered by chronofield. Golden Tower bonus, that's fine. As far as I can tell right now, let me go through. That's fine for now. You've got a good ratio of attack speed to the critical factor and damage. A slightly favoring critical factor, so that's important. That's fine. Later on, you'll probably want to dip a little bit into super crit here and there. So maybe like level 4 on both of these would be a good spot. So figure like if you want to do it the dumb method, which simpler the easy, or the simpler you can make things, the easier. I would say maybe just like, oh hey, this is level 40. We should have like level 4 done, or level, level, it should show level 5. Let's see. Orb speed. You're definitely going to want to get that up there. And I don't see boss orb hit. Oh, there it is. So yeah, get your orb speed up, get the orb boss hit up. That's pretty important. I'm actually curious now. Do you have black hole damage? It's black hole damage. Ooh. Enemy health and attack level skips. Those are very, very, very important. GT duration. Your GT duration is fine for now. Shock chance eventually. Looks like shock multiplier. Shock multiplier doesn't really take that long. You'll gain a lot of damage with that, especially with Dimension Core use. So, since you already have Chain Lightning, if you want to just globally give yourself an increase in damage, shock is a great way to do that. Deathwave health, Spotlight missiles. Yeah, Spotlight missiles obviously right now doesn't do you a whole lot, but once you do get smart missiles, this is really going to shine. And since I'm suggesting that you actually save up for smart missiles now, it might actually be a really good idea to get this lab ring. And while it's not going to do much for you right now, by the time you have smart missiles and you've got a little bit of damage into smart missiles, you're going to really start to see this take effect. Especially once you knock out like a few labs or amp, you'll be like, holy hell, this is absolutely amazing. Deathwave coin bonus, okay. Deathwave armor stripping is absolute poop. Good thing you're not working on that. Let's see here. Chain Lightning Amp eventually for, because really once you get into the end game, smart missiles are going to do the majority of the damage and the killing. Yes, you get a little bit of damage from Chain Lightning, but as far as doing damage to scatters, Chain Lightning just absolutely obliterates them with this lab. So keep that in mind, especially as you develop smart missiles and smart missile amp. Once you're getting close to finishing the amp for smart missiles, this might be a good one to jump into after that. And yeah, it's like one day, this goes by really fast. Caps out at 1.66 times, and then with like Dimension 4, eventually this just stacks on however many times you can shock the enemy. Really, really nice. Spotlight coin bonus. Okay. Yeah, you want to do a little bit of this. Maybe this over GT bonus. I think you might be able to get a little bit more out of this. I could be wrong, but I think so. Especially if you're preferentially like priority target on enemies in spotlight, you can get a little bit more mileage out of this. Um, get a drink of water here for a moment. And then other things that you could do. So other things that you can do. I don't know if you have access to masteries yet or not, but if you do, if you're able to knock out the demon mode mastery, one that's going to help you for event missions, and two, um, that'll you can have demon mode effectively up 100% of the time. You'll have to micromanage it if you don't have the little ability from the vault. But if you do, it's just auto. Now, if you don't have access to that by any chance, I would probably do maybe like damage mastery. I think that gives like a plus 40% damage just at base level, so that could be a nice, easier source of a boost, just temporarily. Um, kind of a little cheeky way to get a little bit of extra damage in there. Yeah. Uh, yeah, both of these are really important. These are kind of your flexible spots. So yeah, I'm thinking spotlight over here, and then what was that one? Maybe orbs. Orb speed, I think would be good. Orb speed, and then you jump into orb boss hit. Because orb boss hit's always going to scale. So, so this will effectively be initially for just killing off normal enemies, and then orb boss hit, so you can start doing some boss damage too. And even if like there's a battle condition that nerfs the damage that orbs do, it's not going to affect this. So feel free to take this. It's nerf proof as far as what's been put into the game right now. So yeah. I think those are kind of the avenues that I've got for you. Looks like you usually farm to like wave T10 around wave 8. Okay, that's actually a decent chunk. Yeah, you can definitely tell heavily defensive. Usually can't kill enemies with damage past wave 4,500. Ideally, this is We're going to take you into more of a hybrid build so that you can actually damage enemies and push past this. Uh, Usually around 25 billion. Okay. Yeah, I think that's where I would take this. Anyway, I hope that helps. And yeah, I know it's a little bit of investment. It's gonna take like a month or two to get smart missiles, but once you do, once you start developing it, um, hopefully you can say something over in like mid-January, like, "Hey, I got smart missiles like actually rocking and rolling, and some of these labs done, and I can actually see how this is actually having a significant impact on the game." Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, spotlight, spotlight missiles and spotlight coin boats. There we go. Yeah. I hope that helps, and hope to hear from you again in 2 months. And you're just absolutely obliterating stuff. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.